Hello and welcome to Living with the Landspeeder, where we Starwarsify Disney parks one attraction at a time. This is chapter 16. My name's Ryan. I'm joined by my good pal Katrin and my other good pal Derek.
That's me.
Welcome back. We've been gone for a while, but here we are.
Yeah.
We're back again. Some of us had trips, then two of us I got COVID. Did you get COVID, Derek?
No, I just had upper respiratory infection and coughing.
The crud.
The crud.
I went down to Disney.
Crud.
Yeah, I went down to Disney and came back with COVID. That's what you do.
Boston and came back with a Cheers mug.
You didn't come back with a funny accent or anything, did you?
No.
Did you leave your khakis?
No, my khakis. I did have some chata in the habit.
In the haba. By haba. That's in Maine. Never mind.
That's in Maine. Close enough.
Yeah.
North.
Yankees.
Yeah.
Speaking of Yankees.
No. Anyways, tonight we are going to be talking about the Hall of Presidents and what restaurant there?
Liberty Tree Tavern.
Oh, there we go. But first, we got some breaking news. Just came out today. Just like that. Came right out today. It's the most important Star Wars news probably in history of Star Wars. Not really, but
Darth Vader's back.
In a long time. It's the most important news in a long time. It was announced today that Dave Filoni is now the chief creative officer or whatever you want to call him for Lucasfilm, for Star Wars. He's still under Kathleen Kennedy, but he's in charge of creative. What that will mean for the future, we don't know. Hopefully all good things.
Yeah.
All good things. Because everything that he's done, I haven't quite enjoyed. I can't think of anything that he was in charge of that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? I can't think of anything.
There's probably something, but
I don't know.
But majority rules, like he's done a pretty fantastic job.
Yeah. So everybody that I've seen online that are Star Wars fans are very excited for the future of Star Wars with him in charge of creative. So we'll see what happens. I think the next, I don't know what his first active creative head of creative will be, because there's stuff going on now. I think a lot of stuff got pushed back though. I couldn't even tell you what the next Star Wars thing is that's going out.
We don't know.
I don't know if it's Bad Batch next season or
I don't know.
I know the one show got pushed back.
Skeleton Crew.
Is
that what it's called? Skeleton.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew.
I think it's pushed back to next year, so we shall see.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'm excited for it. For what will happen. Hopefully, we'll see. Fingers crossed. We know that Dave Filoni has a movie that I think unites the Mandoverse pretty much, and that's what his movie's going to focus on. So that's a later time. But tonight, because it's Thanksgiving
and it's America
in America this week,
when we took over the land of the Indians.
No,
the American adventure. It's not the American adventure. It's the American. What is the?
Maybe we should have done the American adventure instead of the Hall of Presidents. What were we thinking?
Well, we still can. We can do that one later.
Yeah. Let's do two.
Katrin was really big. He's like, listen, guys, we've got to do Liberty Tree Tavern because they have a Thanksgiving dinner. It has to be done.
It has to
be. And we'll throw in some Hall of Presidents while we're at it.
That's right.
And of course, with my crazy life right now, I roughly planned a Hall of Presidents and totally forgot about Liberty Tree Tavern. So I'll be winging that one.
Ooh. As we all do.
Like a turkey wing. But Katrin, since this is
my baby.
For months, you've been like, I can't wait
until the Thanksgiving on the calendar. Episode. It may not happen 2023. It could happen 2024. Who knows? But we're doing it at Thanksgiving, by golly.
To be our first Living with the Land Speeder Thanksgiving celebration.
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Yes.
6 hours of
Yes.
fun and excitement.
Music from Americana.
Anyways, why don't you?
I would love to start
us out and show us how it's done.
Yes, so we're doing the Hall of Presidents, and I thought later this is gonna sound really controversial. The name of my building, because it's called the Hall of Presidents. Mine is called the Hall of Scoundrels. I meant nothing by it. Meant nothing by it.
Are you sure? Because it's sounds the same.
It sounds the same, but it has nothing to do with any presidents. It's just called Hall of Scoundrels.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So hopefully I didn't take anybody else's. Okay, good. So my idea was to come into the Hall of Presidents. You've got this kind of waiting area that you come into, and there's maybe trophy cases that are around the walls that are from the different adventures, the different bounties that they've done while you're waiting for the show. And then when you walk into the show, it's still theater style, and up on the stage you've got the animatronic characters, and our scoundrels that we have are going to be like Han Solo, maybe DJ from The Last Jedi. Nobody really cares about, but he's the guy that at the casino, and you've got
center.
Yeah, front center. Kira. She's kind of a oddball character. You don't know if she's good or bad. She's running with Voss or whatever his name was, Dryden Voss, and then Tobias Beckett, kind of in that same storyline there too, I guess. But then Hondo Anaka, he's over there in another part, and let's see, Lando Calrissian, of course, and Jabba the Hutt. I thought would be a good one to have on there, just representing all the different sides and facets of Star Wars. Boba Fett, Dengar. No, nobody ever hears from Dengar, so we're going to IG-88 because we need to have a droid in there that's pretty awesome. And then Bosk, one of your favorites, Ryan, and of course Cad Bane. But he could talk about the Clone Wars, and Bosk could talk about hunting Wookiees, and IG-88 talk about the Millennium Falcon, tracking it down, for Vader, and Jabba the Hutt capturing Han Solo. So we hear all about how he put him in carbonate, and then died or whatever. But carbonite, sure, that too. And then Lando Calrissian talking about the Battle of Endor or something, I don't know. And then you get the idea. They talk about their stories from the different movies, and I didn't think about the movie that plays before or after, whenever it is. It's during that show. We actually went and saw Hall of Presidents this last time we went to Disney World in the summer, because my son had never gone to it, and it was there. It was good.
It was there. It's
good.
Great it's so good on a hot day.
When you're sleepy.
So, but I can't remember the movie, but you get the idea. Maybe clips from the movies, and maybe it focuses in on a specific character. I kind of had Han Solo in mind, so maybe it's
that makes sense
about him.
He's like the George Washington of the.
He is, yes.
Of your version.
That's right.
Here's something cool about IG-88. It's not canon anymore. Well, it never really was canon, I guess. It would be Legend set. There's a book, and I think it was a bounty hunter's book. Anyways, the IG-88 character in the book is one of the reasons why one of the Death Stars explodes.
Oh,
yeah. He's on some mission, but he taps into something in the Death Star and he self-destructs, and it causes causes its
reaction.
Yes.
Yeah. But I forget which. It would have to be the second Death Star. Duh. Yeah. I'd have to find that book. It was a good book. It went through all the bounty hunters that were, in Darth Vader's gang of bounty hunters.
Bounty hunters, yes.
In Empire Strikes Back. It's a cool book, but it's not canon.
So my Liberty Tree Tavern.
Oh.
I had to look this up because I was like, what's the name of the tavern that's in the Solo movie? and it's called the Lodge, which I was like, this is perfect. The pictures I've seen are, it's wood paneling and all this around. So so it kind of fits. There could be pictures of different events that happen similar to the Hall of Presidents, I guess, is my thinking there. You've got maybe trophies and things like that around, but there's sabacc tables within the dining area. Maybe some of them are holographic or whatever you had on the Halcyon, where there's like a virtual sabacc game you can have there. And I didn't really come up with food items, but you get the idea.
Weird food.
That's my Hall of Presidents or Hall of Scoundrels and the Lodge.
I like that, because I wasn't expecting anybody to do anything with doing like bounty hunters. I think that's a really cool way to go about it.
Excellent.
Because I'll go next because Ryan said he wanted to go last.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and mine's definitely more of the obvious. Mine is the Hall of Celestials.
Nice.
And so you go in, and the waiting area is kind of like, the old temples where there's the old writing on the wall and stuff like that. And then as you go in, the movie starts playing, and it's the story of the first Force users, Force sensitive Celestials. And then it kind of goes as it progresses, and then how it molds into the Sith and the Jedi. And then as the curtain rises on stage, you see all of the most famous Sith and the most famous Jedi. Yeah. Just like your favorite Democrats and Republicans. You get to pick who's a Democrat or Republican. That's not neither here nor there. So some people, because you could think that I like the dark side and stuff, and I think that
Republicans, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you never know. Depends on who you are.
Because they get things done, by God.
Gum. So they're up on stage, and they're each taking their turns talking about what made them great. And what's really cool is as they go up, it'll change color. So everybody that you both made a lightsaber at Savi's workshop.
I have not.
I've
seen the videos.
Oh, okay.
Four times.
You've seen the video. So how the room changes colors and it goes by their kyber crystal. It would be the same thing. But it's cool because whenever the Sith are up, it's always red and black. And that's kind of the gist of that. But then as you leave, you're hungry. You went through this whole story. So you have to go to the Unity Tree Tavern. Is it Unity or Unity? The epic tree in Clone Wars.
The Unity tree.
Yeah, there you go. But it's that really old tree that is somewhat Force sensitive. That Anakin.
It's the great
gnarl tree.
Yeah, something like that.
No, the gnarl tree is the Cave of Evil, which is in Empire Strikes Back on Dagobah that Luke goes into. Then
it's like the meditation tree that Yoda and Anakin are seen by.
They call it the Great Tree, but there's like a Star Warsy name for it too.
It's Unity tree. Anyway, so you go into the tavern. you go in the Unity Tree Tavern, and while you're in there, you see a lot of Rebel memorabilia and different things from the Rebel Alliance, and you get your favorite meals like the Endor pot roast and the Hoth ham and cheese sandwich, the Dagobah drumsticks, which are your chicken drumsticks, the Rebel Alliance chili, the Womp Rat meatloaf, Chewbacca's chocolate bread pudding, and my favorite, the Tatooine turkey leg.
Nice. I like it.
And of course, you can get yourself a Bantha brew, and
of course,
yeah. There you go.
Simple.
I like it.
All right.
That was like you said, kind of the obvious thing of having I was thinking either the Sith or the Jedi, but you went with both, which I thought was a really good way to do it instead of just saying just this or just this. And which again, relating it to
the Hall of Presidents has both, so why not?
It makes sense. I mean, whether whichever side you
We
agree
won't
with.
say which side is which.
They'll have to have security guards in there in case people start booing certain ones. Like Darth Bane comes up, boo!
Yes. I like it.
On the next
Shakti,
episode, we will be
boo!
going through each president and matching them with a Star Wars
No,
character.
it'd be so bad. It'd be so bad.
I think what's so great about this idea that we have of Starwarsifying everything is that a lot of this would be very easy to do
Yeah.
in some ways, because all you've got to do is just not camouflage, what is the word? Costume them, right?
Reskin them.
Reskin them. Yes,
Mhm.
thank you. And change some things. You don't have to do this big, huge makeover. A lot of the rides that we've done, we've tried to keep them basically the same ride mechanics the best we can, and just change some things, and that's, we can dream. And I would go to that and I would enjoy it quite a bit,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just wait till you hear mine.
Oh boy.
And then you'll be like, well, I would go
Maybe
to
not
the other
Ryan's.
two and enjoy it. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Sit back,
Mm.
relax, pretend you're in the Hall of Presidents, fall asleep. Okay, so I'm still workshopping the name. It's not going to be the Hall of, that's going away. It's either going to be a long time ago, the tale of Star Wars and Beyond, or a long time ago, the creators that made it happen. All right.
Okay.
So this is going to be sort of the Hall of Presidents route, but instead of having the presidents, it's going to be the people that created Star Wars.
Is George?
Just wait.
Oh, this is a great idea. Oh, I love this already. This is awesome.
All right. So I was like, who could be the host of this? The one that sort of hosts over it all. Most people would be like, well, George Lucas, of course. And I thought, no. George is going to be the main attraction. So who's the host going to be? Any guesses? No.
C-3PO.
No.
Daniels.
Because I want to tie in, since it's a Disney parks and Star Wars, Michael Eisner is the host of this attraction. Because he's the one that brought in Star Tours. He's the one that did all.
He started it all.
So Michael Eisner is the host of this.
I like this already.
Yeah. So we're going to have him as the host. He's going to talk about, with the typical Disney Star Wars music behind him, sort of talk about, a long time ago, Star Wars happened. And then between one of the greatest unifications in modern history, Star Wars and Disney came together to form an alliance and bring us Star Tours and beyond and all this stuff. So we're going to have that, and then we're going to have it's going to go through sort of the eras of Star Wars, not telling the story of Star Wars, but telling how it created. So you're going to have George Lucas in full animatronic form come up, and he's going to be as he's talking, you're going to see sort of, I don't know if there'll be animatronics or if there's going to be screens or what. I mean, it would be cool if there's room to have the animatronics or holograms, but the characters that, like the main characters like Han and Leia and Luke and C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca, Darth Vader will, be sort of coming around him as he's talking about how he created this and stuff and how that happened. And then we'll go on into Dave Filoni will be an animatronic and talking about the Clone Wars and Rebels and sort of that era of it. And then Jon Favreau will join him as they go into The Mandalorian and talk about that. And then, of course, they'll have the Mandalorian that will pop up with them and stuff. And then, I guess, if we have to, Bob Iger will make an
they're going to say Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, she couldn't be there.
I was gonna
So
attribute her to a certain president, but I don't think it's appropriate. Let's just say you could probably guess it.
well, yeah. I mean, I guess she could be in there. I don't know what she'd talk about though.
She doesn't have to talk.
Yeah,
Not all of them talk. She's just sitting there looking around. Her head
for the
Just say
listener,
her term is cut short.
I just want the listeners to know it's not because she's a lady. It's because
That has
nothing at all. We just don't
Yeah.
agree with some of the decisions she's made. Anyways,
Right.
but Bob Iger will come up and talk about Galaxy's Edge, the Star Cruiser, even though it's gone, and beyond, sort of the future of Disney's partnering with Star Wars, and then so that's sort of the show, and then it'll end with maybe George Lucas giving a speech about how it's changed the world of cinema and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's the ride. The
cool.
show, the attraction. So a little different, but
I like it a lot. I think
cool.
you were talking about trying to figure out how to bring in the scenes from the movies or people from the movies. You could either do some sort of hologram kind of thing where they've got some kind of glass that's there that they project on. It's right there, or maybe it's just the screens behind them and it's like movie clips. Things are happening and he's talking and looking at, but it'd be cool if it were this somehow some kind of like hologram kind of deal.
You could probably do like they do Ray and
really
Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, would really be
show.
When you brought up Michael Eisner, I instantly thought of The Wonderful World of Disney.
Yes,
and every Sunday night when he's there talking, and in the background you have all the scenes.
Yeah,
and Michael Eisner could literally talk about every piece of it and you'd have cameos from other people.
Yeah.
He could start it and end it. Because when you said that, I was like, instantly my childhood just got like fired back up. Like, and you know what's crazy? I just Googled it while you were talking about this because I was like, I don't remember that being on ABC. Well, it wasn't. It switched to NBC. So in 1988, the show moved to NBC. And then it was canceled in 90, I think.
Something. Yeah.
It wasn't very long.
Sure.
But
but
I think that's the thing that Disney's missing, where it's like we all know Iger, we all know this, but like Michael Eisner addressed the country every Sunday night.
Yeah.
And it was more than just Disney, it was more than just a movie every Sunday night. It was a way for families to get together and kind of set the tone for the next week. It's like, all right, this week's over. And it was just so positive and yeah, I love how they did that.
Yeah, I miss Eisner because you had Eisner who was the creative guy, and then you had his partner who was the financial guy.
Yeah, Frank Wells.
Yeah, Frank Wells. So you didn't have that mishmash or crossover. Like he could focus on the creative.
But when Frank died in that helicopter crash, like Michael Eisner was never the same.
Yeah,
never. And like I know people have said bring back Eisner, but like he doesn't want to come back either.
Yeah.
And he can't be the same as he was.
Yeah. But that's what they need. They need a creative guy and a financial guy, and not one guy trying to
do it all
and failing it.
Palpatine.
Yeah. So that's the attraction. Now for the Liberty Tree, it's I don't know what they're going to serve. They can serve Thanksgiving there. I don't know. I thought it would be cool when you enter it. It's like you're entering the house you grew up in, and so it's got that good, feeling. Like, it's not going to look like everybody's house, but the typical house you grew up in. And then because the way the Liberty Tree's set up is you got the main hub where you enter, and then you got these different rooms around it.
Yeah.
So I thought the different rooms will be the different eras of like Star Wars merchandise, like in a kid's bedroom, sort of looking. It doesn't have to be a bedroom, but that sort of look. So it goes through. So you have like the original trilogy with just all the toys and everything you loved as a kid. You got the prequel with all those toys and stuff, and just just sort of like you're in growing up, and then you have like the toys today are sort of sucky, but
no, they're not.
Some of them are.
What are you talking about? The toys today are amazing.
Well, some of them.
I'd say the vast majority. I just bought some new Legos tonight at Target because they had them on Black Friday sale.
Yes, the Legos are very cool.
Legos are different. Yeah.
I mean the Black Series.
I guess the thing is, when you went to Walmart or a toy store during the prequel era, there was just
they were great.
Toys galore. And you go now and it's like, here's a 4-foot section that maybe has some Star Wars figures in it, maybe has a couple of things in it, but it's not like it was. That's what I was getting at.
That's just market saturation.
Yeah, I know, but it was just cool. I think it was cooler back there when you went to the store to look at Star Wars stuff. Now it's like, maybe they'll have something. Oh, well, they got Grief Kargan, like 6 of them, and that's it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Anyways. I was surprised. One of the ideas I had for the restaurant was, and I abandoned it because I figured somebody would do this, was to make it like Life Day, and you walk into the hut, the Wookiee
cool.
hut, and you go in there, and on the one of the Lego Star Wars specials where they are trying to get back for Life Day, and they have like the turkey thing. Yeah. I thought that'd be really cool. And then
you didn't let me finish. Once you walk through these rooms, then you're into Life Day. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you
for the Life Day feast. Yeah, you didn't let me finish. That's the food that's in there. It's like the Life Day feast.
Good. That is a good idea.
That's great. Yeah,
so full of it. You know that?
I know.
And I love it. But it'd be great if you had Wookiees serving you, and like all of them from the Christmas special, the really horrible Christmas.
Some hair in my food.
Everybody has hair in their food.
Oh man, but yeah. So my restaurant's more just nostalgia.
I like it.
Sort of like reminds me of prime time. Sort of.
Well, it actually reminds me more of like the Carousel Progress. Like I can imagine.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
The different eras as well. As you come around, it's like in the beginning there was just.
Hey, don't give it away. We haven't done that right yet.
I know.
It's my favorite attraction.
Oh, I know, but we can't do that one. I guess. Maybe it'll be far enough out that we'll forget about it and be like, you know what? It could be nostalgia.
I think that's one that we could do as a live where we brainstorm together for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, cool. Well, again, we each had different ideas. Nothing.
Yes. I was surprised.
Was the same.
I took the easy route. I usually don't take the easy route.
Yes.
I like yours, Ryan. I like yours, Derek. So I liked all of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought there were some great ideas this week.
Yep.
Well, there we go.
But now my great idea is getting ready for Thanksgiving. What do you guys have planned?
Nothing. We're not going anywhere. We're just staying here.
I'll be heading back to Arkansas. My wife and kid are already in Arkansas. We went this weekend, and I'll go back tomorrow afternoon after I do some stuff at work where we feed some of the kids that we work with, and then I'll head back to Arkansas and do some duck hunting and
awesome.
And hopefully some
sleep. Nintendo or
not Nintendo, actual killing of birds flying in the air.
Oh.
But fortunately, we don't have to clean them and all that stuff.
Donald.
It's more like Daffy Duck or something. I don't know.
Oh, poor Daffy. When you shoot him, does his bill turn around?
Yes. That happens when you wring their neck. Sometimes if they're not quite dead yet, you got to grab them and you sling them around, and it sometimes works. Sometimes the body just flies off like it did to me one time.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I do pheasant hunting, so I get it. I get it. I had one time, and I know this is like going in left field for us, but I had one in my back pouch once. I thought that was dead, and it wasn't. And like it started jumping around back there. It was just plain dead, like or in shock or something. And I was like,
"Good night, everybody.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" So I'm like trying to grab this bird. I was like, I don't know, I was like 14 years old or something.
Nice. Still an ant today.
What about you, Derek? Are you going anywhere?
We're going back to the Quad Cities, which used to be a 9-hour drive when we were in Nashville. Now it's only a 2.5-hour drive, so that's cool.
Nice.
Which we never went back for Thanksgiving because it was too far of a drive. So
yeah,
pretty excited about that. Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that. Doing the family thing, and then coming home Friday night. And Saturday, we're going to set up the Christmas tree and all the decorations. And I'm actually going to put lights
Beautiful.
outside the house.
Oh,
Nice. Exciting. It's a
Careful.
good weekend.
Yeah.
careful. Putting those lights up.
It'll be okay.
Staple your hand to the roof and fall off the ladder.
Who uses staples?
It's a Christmas.
Bend over and I'll show you. I know what you're talking about.
I wasn't talking to you.
Margot.
Love that movie. Oh,
Where's the Tylenol? It's so great. It's so good. All right. On that note, we should probably go.
yeah, I think we've wrapped it up and more. We've talked about the Hall of Presidents 3 times,
Duck
beheading ducks,
Yes.
and pheasants in our pants. What more is there? Nothing. That's it for this week. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another attraction, maybe a guest. We'll see what happens next time. We'll do some live streams sometime. We'll figure that out and let you guys know when you can be a part of that. So you can comment during the live stream and be like, no, I don't like that idea. Or bring back Michael Eisner or whatever you want to comment. But
yeah.
Until next time, this has been Living with the Land Speeder, Chapter 16. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Kate Droby.